3 p.m. we're going live for Netflix earnings conference call. So make sure you're subscribed with the bell and be there. We're going to go over the earnings report. That's going to get released after the market. And then we're going to turn on the conference call and I'm going to go over interpretation. We're going to watch it live and see what the stock price does. So yeah. Okay, I know. You guys don't like the shirt. Some of you don't like KD. Today was an awesome stream. I'm going to try to make this video quick, get straight to the point. If you guys weren't on the stream, check out the recap. I'm going to chop up some of the clips today. We had about 3,000 or 4,000% plays. The learning experience, and even now what I want to talk about with this video, it was how it's affecting, this is information for both traders as well as you guys with the long-term portfolios, those of you who are interested, and just even the general markets. This is insane what happened. And I want to talk about what caused this, why it happened. We saw it on stream, and that's why I'm bringing up the stream here, because a lot of the things that came up, I played this live and I explained my logic behind this live and how it led to a play. And again, if you're trading in this volatility, if you've seen the videos I've talked about the market coming down, if you've seen the videos I've talked about related to just investor confidence, this is a very interesting topic. So let's talk about this. I want to talk about what happened with Steve Mnuchin, what happened with Lighthizer today. This just came out. There's some issues with Pelosi and stuff. A few political things. There's the Huawei thing yesterday, but things are developing, and I'm going to show the clips because we saw a lot of weird stuff today and a lot of good plays. So I want you guys to check that out. So watch that. If you guys are new, subscribe to the channel. Stock market news. We're trading every single day live. So the lessons, and I'm better. If you guys don't like the videos that I, sometimes with the face and stuff and all that, I do these as a recap. Honestly, our streams are a lot more active. You're going to get better. So, you can make your judgment in a few minutes, but come check out the streams. Come watch the recaps. If you have questions too, post them below. But yeah, subscribe, do that, and check out the free stock trading course. It's called free. It's $5. It's in the description. If you take it and it's not worth $5, I'll give you $500, or if you can't afford it. But why I'm saying this is because it explains a lot of the mindset and philosophy behind this, because now what I want to say is this news, one, was it fake or real or not? But now how do you play this? How do you go about interpreting this? So what happened? This came out, I believe, around 2:30. 2:35, 2:36, 20 minutes before, I think, or 10 minutes before, there was some issue and a little bit of spat between Nancy Pelosi and Donald Trump. She was saying she's not going to fly and come here, or, all this other stuff. But that's what some people try to attribute it to. But I think the number one, and even this morning, there was a lot of stuff. And before I even get into that, the last thing maybe I'll say this at the end, because I'm thinking this could have issues. We've seen drama. We've seen the Huawei issue. Japan was having mysterious flash crashes yesterday. And again, my stream, don't get too tinfoily on me or conspiracy. But essentially, this at 2:30 today, there was the Pelosi thing. But then the first statement that came through my newswire was Lighthizer wants to remove tariffs. And now his role with the government, he is very, he's been ahead on these trade deals. It's been him, Mnuchin, and a few other people, but he's the bear. Okay, Lighthizer, you see the word, he's just like, it just was very, very unexpected. And this is what I'm saying is why this is such a weird move. And we're waiting for Netflix. I think this is going to be related to Netflix. How this plays out in Netflix, this is either giving us a taste of the market, it's priming us for something, or it's just overall just, this is a cuck, this is screwed. But essentially, this is the first time, look at this move to go off of, 261 to 263. This isn't a normal, this is a big move, but again, the fact that jawboning from any politics or anything related to trade in the last 3 or 4 weeks, even longer, I'd say even 2 or 3 months, it hasn't worked. So the fact that this got a reaction was the first part, and that's what I was even confused. I said this live, I was like, Lighthizer, he 2 days ago, literally 2 days ago, he said no chance in hell. So I think that's why it was reacted, because that was the first headline that came through. Anybody who's familiar with the situation, Lighthizer, that's just not his move. So if he says we're going to lift sanctions, it's going to move up. And that move in the market after, it really showed that the market had belief, or the algos got turned on or something, right? So that's what the first thing that happened. And a few moments later, I think about 4 or 5 minutes later, and you could see the market started ripping up as people started to digest it. It literally, I'll give you kind of my narrative. And again, you could watch the stream in the live chat. That's the beauty about the YouTube. And you could see the market and you could see what the chat's saying. But it kind of was like, okay, Lighthizer, are we confirmed? People are like, yeah, it's confirmed. And then the second half, it started switching up. It was like, okay, it's Mnuchin, or it was first he didn't want the tariffs, and then really you started getting 4 or 5 messages, and then as it started to peak here, I think it was Mnuchin's statement, and then that's where people started literally screaming fake news. And you saw now the market picked it up and started reacting. You could see why it literally came all the way back down, came back up, it's holding, but is it fake news? So they declined to comment, but what happened after Lighthizer, it wasn't him who said it. The real statement that came out then from CNBC and Reuters, excuse me, I need my water. But the statement that, hold on, I need water. I'm talking a mile a minute and I'm still coughing. But the statement was that Mnuchin said that the White House will consider lifting these tariffs. And however, it was followed up with Lighthizer says he would not consider this. This is where it gets weird. This is now when everybody started to get really weird with it now, and you could see it reflected in the markets. And this is what I was saying. The next big thing, this is what's worrisome for me. Do I think it could lead to a gap up, this or that? And we talked about this because right now, this move after that, the minute it was even questioned that it could be potentially fake news, you saw it get reflected in the market. But what happened? Spreads and premiums now. People don't know. Nobody's confirmed or denied. We're coming off of, again, all this weird news. Even I said Huawei guided down. Go look at my last video with Huawei in that news report. There's so many negative things. We're gonna see what happens here with Netflix. And Netflix is either a lot of people are gonna be in for a shock with Netflix. It's either gonna pull the market one way, or it's gonna have such a big move and the market's not gonna react to it. Or my favorite, we get pure flatness. But at the end of the day, though, what's going on with the trade deal and how this is playing out, the big thing that messed everything up was the news came out that it was quote unquote fake, or people started suspecting it, the premiums widened. So you literally had all puts and calls. Mainly the puts, people in the chat, they're like, my hedges are dead. I even looked, I was like, whoa. And I said, take a minute to understand because, oh, what? It just sold me at market for my booking? See, that's crazy. Are you serious? Oh, wow, that's stupid. I put it in a market and it finally, that's crazy. We'll talk, that's liquidity. We'll talk there. A market order took me 30 minutes to fill, surprisingly. So the market, even right now, we're getting some downside in the market, but this could lead to a gap down or something. But what I'm saying is the spreads. By having the spreads widen, it showed something. It's not, sure, we could get tinfoil. We could say we know what's going to happen with the stock market. It's going to do this, and this is going to gap down up. But literally, the only factual thing, and I said this on the webinar, or on the live stream, the only factual thing that we see, big move up, big move down in a short duration. It's based off news. The market, as the whole world, is very unsure on whether or not it's true or not, and to what degree and what implications it could mean. Market makers widen the spreads and they increase that margin of error for themselves to protect themselves. They increased it about 10-15%. Your bids go lower, the asks go higher. It's like, what is that, good or bad? Exactly. You don't know. It depends on what side it is, but they widen that spread to say, hey, we don't know what's going to happen, or they're showing their hand. That's it. The market makers even are saying, well, that's volatility. We're widening the spreads. This was unanimous across all stocks. Please go look after it happened. Go look at what put prices did. And that's what I cautioned everybody. I said, hey, if you didn't get your puts before this news dropped, or even your calls or anything, it's going to be it's not a good time to get any of those, because they just went through this huge volatility up and down, crush or whatever you want to call it. So you got to be careful with that. So that's why I'm saying now tomorrow, we're closed on Monday. We have Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So that's going to be one thing. But now it's saying, what's tomorrow going to be? I think they've been holding it. And that's when I say they, you guys, what I'm trying to say is that globally, banks, both banks, investors, everything, there's holidays. There is bad news, but nothing you want to really move on just yet. But at the same time, they've been putting in liquidity. And I showed it I'm going to have to show it in my other video when we go over it, but if you look at what the market did after Brexit, and I did it on stream today, so I'll try to cut it up, but if you look at what the market did on stream just the S&P after Brexit from June 2016 to October 2016, the market dropped, hit new lows, bounced out of nowhere, stayed up, and just stagnated. And that's it. That's all it did for 3 or 4 months. Just stayed choppy, and people were surprised, so if you guys are surprised, like, why isn't the market dropping? Why isn't it doing this? There could be many reasons. Hold on. Is McDonald's ripping? Oh, yeah, Brexit. It stayed there, and it consolidated. So I'm saying that could happen here. Be careful with your expectations. I think we have a lot more news events, and this, we're going to see with earnings. I think earnings is going to be very interesting. I have a lot I'm going to be able to talk to you guys about. So today we are going to have a few different videos. I'm going to be streaming. Oh, shit. So I'm going to put this in the beginning. 3 p.m. we're going live for Netflix earnings conference call. So make sure you're subscribed with the bell and be there. We're going to go over the earnings report. That's going to get released after the market. And then we're going to turn on the conference call, and I'm going to go over interpretation. We're going to watch it live and see what the stock price does. So yeah, I think I'll just leave it there though. Let me know if you guys have any questions, anything related. Like I said, come to the stream. That's going to be the best thing. But let me know what you guys want me to talk about here. First one, how did you guys play it? Did you guys see the lesson I said with the calls and put storing it? How did you play this move? Did you think it was real? Do you know who Lighthizer is? This is the next thing. How many of you are familiar with where the trade talks are at this point, and do you know where it's going and what the key dates are? I have a lot of questions for you guys, so I want to make sure you're on this topic because we can't forget why this trade stuff is so important, because that just showed us. That move on the market is showing us that the market's ready to react to it. It just hadn't really got the right piece of news. And that gave us a little tip of what is. So let's look into it. Love you all. Stay school. Peace.